Vicky Kaushal is part of nepotism or not, I don't understand, because his father has been an action director for years. Karthik, so many years. And whenever I met Karthik, even when he was starting out with a Pyar Ka Panchnama, we always had an equation that was of people that cared about each other. It wasn't
Yeah.
कि यार तू बाहर से और मैं यहाँ से हूँ. I don't feel is fair because everybody has their own journeys and struggles. I don't negate. I have been through my hell. Another person must have been through double the hell. But I can't keep my head down because of it. I can't be apologetic for it. And I can understand your emotion and maybe I will never go through the struggle. But ऐसा थोड़ी ना कि आपकी struggle हमारी struggle कुछ नहीं. Something I can share now, but like we had not touched her room for 6 years. But then the point is, it's not the most normal thing to do is to have one room completely locked up forever when you don't have place in the house, right? So, but it's just for me and Anshala, this house is her. So now what happens is you kind of, every day I go out, I do everything to make people happy and make myself happy and celebrate life and be an actor and be the star, and there's love and there's selfies and maza aa raha hai, shooting career, living the dream job, and then you come back home and I can't tell her what I did. So it just feels kind of incomplete. मैं कुछ भी कर लूँ वो एक void रहेगा ही रहेगा.
Welcome to Speak Easy. My name is Rudrani, and I'm in conversation with an actor who's named himself Yoni Baba during this entire quarantine lovingly, Arjun Kapoor, who is always finding ways to keep us entertained. Arjun, Yoni Baba is quite an apt description towards the beginning because I think
Is it?
I mean, we all have been going through it, haven't we?
Well, I guess you can't have great days all the time in this quarantine. There are some lazy days, some bad days, some indifferent days. So I think the gamut of moods that we've experienced through these 2 months are equivalent to an entire screenplay of a film. You know, you go through highs and lows. तो ऐसे लग रहा है कि पूरी फिल्म जी ली है, पर अभी प्रॉब्लम ये कि हमें पता नहीं इस फिल्म का क्लाइमैक्स कब आएगा. तो वी आर ऑल इन लिम्बो. दैट्स द ओनली थिंग.
I remember you went on Instagram Live and you were talking about how your day starts with like 9 a.m. and then deciding to eventually, and then of course, skipping breakfast.
Yeah, because I mean, eventually, what happens in this time is that the discipline you create is your own. It doesn't have to be the process of what the world expects your discipline to be. तो अब 7 बजे उठ के या 8 बजे उठ के या 9 बजे भी उठ जाओ. जो अगर आपकी जिंदगी, if you are somebody who wakes up early, you'll wake up early. But there's no clock to say this is the right time. If you're a late riser and if that makes you happy, this might be the one time where nobody will hold it against you if you're sleeping till late. It does. I mean, see, everybody is saying you should be healthy and you should be disciplined and all, but abhi to whatever makes you happy is the new healthy, I guess, at this point. And that doesn't have to necessarily be by the rules created by society. तो मैं कभी कभी 10 बजे उठता हूँ, कभी 9 बजे, कभी 11 बजे, कभी कभी 12 बजे भी उठता हूँ. तो जैसे मैंने I binged watched Patal Lok yesterday, so I woke up late today because I was watching it till 5 in the morning. But that's just me. I've always been nocturnal. I'm somebody who prefers being awake when the world sleeps. I've always felt like कि वो मेरा time है. So there are no rules in this lockdown to make yourself feel stable and sane and happy. I loved it more because this is the kind of prep I was doing for Diwakar sir's film, for Sandeep Aur Pinky Faraar. This was the world that I went and submitted into. I went and I worked with Jaideep also in that. Sandeep Aur Pinky had Jaideep in it. He was my boss in the film. And this is exactly how the world of the cops and the politicians and the construction world sort of comes together in that environment. I've seen it in the prep when me and Devakar spent a month and a half there together. So it just felt like I'm watching my own prep time. You know, I've been to those police stations and I've dealt with those cops and those guys who are having chai and biscuit low. I've seen that environment in a very strange way, even though I was not a cop, but I've seen it happening around me.
Hey, I want to know what is happening regarding the release, because right now with the direct to OTT release option there is.
So I haven't spoken to Adi sir about it since when I was promoting the film, and 14th of March was the last day of promotion when we were told that the lockdown is going to be implemented to some degree. So we had called off the release. At that point of time, we were gearing up for release. So I've not had a detailed chat with Adi sir or Debakar sir, but I know the film is ready. It was supposed to release in 7 days when the lockdown was announced. So I'm of this opinion, it doesn't matter what the platform is, as long as you can get the film to reach people at the end of the day. when society deals with new issues, you have to find new solutions.
Yeah.
So there is obviously there is a certain section of our profession that will feel theater is the way to go. At this point, we need to adapt to whatever's happening. That does not mean that we are not going to be going to theaters. Some films might not be able to hold off, some films can. Where Sandeep or Pinky is concerned, I am not the right person because that comes under YRF's jurisdiction. But I know, knowing Adi sir, he is very aware of the situation, and whatever he decides will be keeping everything in mind. So that way, I'm mentally quite calm. Having a producer and a filmmaker who's very wary of circumstances when it comes to theaters, OTTs, everything. So, वो जो भी decision लेंगे, it'll be taking everything into account that way.
Watch E-Town News Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. only on Zoom.